Hi, we're here with David, who's volunteered to help us out with an NET demonstration. Hi, David.
Hi.
What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through the standard NET protocol. So I'd like to have a strong indicator muscle. And one of the neat things about David is that some people's neurological system is so efficient that you can muscle check with a finger or two. So what I want you to do is first don't hold the muscles in the chest or the abdomen, and breathe out and lock hard. And that's a strong indicator muscle, so we can continue. What I'm going to do is check the polarity point right here with a finger. Breathe out, and you see how easily David's musculature goes down when you hit a point that's active. So the polarity is there. We can continue. Do me a favor, what I want you to think about is different areas of your life. So please think of money, job, and finances. Breathe out, lock hard. Relationships, anyone who you've ever loved, anyone who's ever loved you. Breathe out, lock. Good. And what I want you to do is to think of yourself. Breathe out. And that is the active point. So it's something to do with the self. There are a number of different selves. Self as a husband, self as a worker. I want to check just self in general. Breathe out, lock. That will go down. Is there any area of your life that you know is having some problems with self?
I'm struggling with post-operative effects of extensive surgery to my left shoulder, which is keeping me from doing lots of normal activities in my life.
Okay, so let's think of just general deficiency or not being able to be at your full potential.
Okay.
Breathe out, and that seems to be accurate. So what we're going to find now is the active point for that. So I want you to touch right here and breathe out. And here, breathe out, touch here, breathe out, right over here, breathe out, touch right here, breathe out, and that point is liver and it's active. The strong muscle correlation therapy localization will tell us the active meridian, and that active meridian is liver. Let's find out the emotion involved. I want you to think of anger, think of resentment, and resentment. Concept of your resentment for not being at your peak. And that fits. Go ahead and shake that off for a second. Now, at this point, we usually get a why or because. Now, you've alluded to it already, but resentment because
of my incapacity.
Got it. And you usually just kind of get that story up to bring up the physiology even more. What I want to find out now is it your resentment? And is there an earlier time in your life, an earlier event in your life where you have felt that kind of resentment before? Wonder about it, don't care, breathe out. And it seems to be accurate, so let's scroll for the time. Think of conception to 10. Breathe out. 10 to 20. Breathe out. 15 to 20. Breathe out and lock. And shake that off for a moment. You want to make sure the arm does not get tired. 14. Lock. Seems to be 14 that's the issue. Does any memory pop up spontaneously for you?
The only thing I can think of is that's about a time that I was hurt in gym class and broke my tailbone quite badly and couldn't do all the things that a young teenager normally gets to do for quite a while.
Real understandable. Let me see that. Breathe out and think about that. And that seems to be accurate. So we've found our earliest issue. What I want you to do is, again, touch to the liver point. Think about it again at 14. And we've got the correlation. Most of the time it does not move to another meridian or another emotion. Every once in a while it does, so you always check. So we are at the correction phase. What I want you to do is to touch that area. The other hand over the emotional points and turn for me all the way so the camera can see. What I'm going to do is put my fingers out here. I'm going to tap from here to here on 3 different respirations. So think about that issue, David. Remember and be at 14. Breathe easy. Breathe all the way in and all the way out. Good. Turn for me. I want you to think of 14 again and how you were out for a while, couldn't do what you wanted, and breathe out and hold. Excellent. Turn your head to the left if you would. Breathe out. Hold. Look right eye to right eye. Breathe out and hold. Excellent. Shake that off for a moment. And what I want you to think of is the present issue of not being able to do some of the things that you love because of the shoulder injury. Breathe out. And that seems to be resolved. Now what we could have done is pulse point correction, which would have been to the liver point, which would have been here. David would have put his hand over his forehead and just breathed it out, but I wanted to show the traditional way. And thank you very much, David.
Okay.